Hi, everyone. I am Christina here with EEM. We are, I guess, Hope is our co-host here today, and we are chatting with Richard from sewingmachine.com, and we are so excited to have him here today. He's one of our awesome sponsors for the event coming up in Chattanooga, Everything Embroidery Market next month, and we just wanted to bring him on here, talk about um, everything that we're going to be offering you here in the next month. So, Richard, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself and just how you got into the embroidery sewing world of sorts.
All right. Hey, everybody. If you guys have never met me, my name is Richard Blado, and I'm from Atlanta with sewingmachine.com. And I've actually been doing this for about 33 years. I started back in '88 in with Ganold, and I just it was kind of unique situation. I knew the vice president of Ganold, that she was actually a friend of ours, a family friend, and I was still in college back then, and she was looking for somebody, honestly, to work in the warehouse. And while I was in school, I decided to do that. Shortly after I joined, it kind of exploded with different directions and different technologies. And I started doing that, and I kind of grew on the embroidery and the software side of things with them, and things have kind of progressed from there. I've been doing embroidery, garment decorating pretty much all my life. I was very fortunate to get to work with Mel and Steve at sewingmachine.com several years back. And so that's actually grown my knowledge of the industry, because before I was kind of pigeonholed on the embroidery side. But once I came to work for them, we do so much stuff here that I had to kind of expand and grow my knowledge base. And so I've got to learn a lot about vinyl and um, digital transfer printing and heat presses and quilting and sewing and all the other stuff that kind of goes along with embroidery as well. So
Yes. And so now, obviously, sewingmachine.com is not just sewing machines. They do the embroidery. Y'all sell all sorts of equipment for the garment decorating industry. Can you explain a little bit about what you guys carry, what you sell?
absolutely. So we started back in 1982. So we've been around as sewingmachine.com since then. And some of the, and so like you said, Christina, we do have sewing equipment. We have home equipment and industrial sewing equipment, but we also have the commercial and home embroidery machines. We sell digital transfer printers such as the Oki white toner printers. We sell commercial embroidery machines. We sell the Brother line. We sell the SWF line, and we sell the Juki Psi line. So we have several industrial embroidery machines. We also sell heat presses. We sell uh, cutters. We sell the Brother Scan and Cut and the Silhouette Cameo. And then we have all the accessories that go with all of those things. So not only when you come in to buy a piece of equipment from us, you can also buy any embroidery accessory or backing or needles or bobbins or things that go with embroidery. But you can also find the paper, the vinyl, heat applied vinyl, sticky vinyl, um, and everything that goes along with that with whatever garment decorating technique that you're going to do. Um, the other thing that we do is we do a ton of training. We kind of pride ourselves on giving excellent product support. And so, with any piece of equipment you buy from us, you get one-on-one training. That's included in the price. But then we also like to have continuing education, and we have a classroom in our store in Atlanta, and we have a classroom in our store in West Point also. And so every Saturday we offer some sort of training class to go along with that, whether it's on Oki digital transfer printers, or whether it's on embroidery, or whether it's on sewing. We have some sort of class um, for you guys for the customers to come in and learn more about their products. And then finally, of course, we love doing the trade shows, and we love teaching classes there as well, just so that the consumer can get that education.
Yes. So you guys are kind of a one-stop shop and offer pretty much everything. So someone who's a beginner can come and then get everything they need to start, but then someone who's been around for years and years can come and add to what they are currently offering and continue to grow. Like you said, grow your knowledge base and offer new fun things to their customers, which I love. And then, as far as you say, you offer these wonderful classes, that is something that I have heard over the years from attendees at Everything Embroidery Market. So even before we were the owners of the show itself, that was one of my very favorite questions to ask people that were there. Just, hey, what classes did you take? Did you enjoy it? Was it? Did you learn something? And I heard that over and over again. Yeah, we took Richard's class. It was so cool. I'm so excited. I'm gonna buy the 10 needle or the skin and cut or whatever it is. And so I think it's really fun. And you're going to be teaching 3 classes, and then you're going to be on our vendor panel on Saturday
Absolutely.
as well. Can you tell us which classes you'll be teaching?
So we have a, machine embroidery class, machine tips and tricks. We're going to talk about, maintaining and things that are very important to your machine. And along with that, along with the maintenance side of things, we're also going to expand on that and talk about accessories that'll make your life easier. Every machine that you buy, no matter where you buy it from, is going to come with the basic things that you need to get started. But there's always a better mousetrap. So there's always things that will make your life easier. And so part of the machine tips and tricks class will be some of the things that you can get to make your life easier when doing embroidery. So we've got that class. We have a digital transfer versus sublimation, where we're going to discuss the basic differences, because there's a lot of misconception out there. A lot of people will come in and say, I want to get sublimation, but what they're really wanting to get is digital transfer. So we have a class where we clarify and go over the primary differences between the two and how they work and what you need and things like that. And then we're going to have a white toner transfer class that is going to be geared around the Oki printers or the white toner printers, and it is going to go through the entire process and the software and everything that goes with using that technology.
So that Oki class is one that I personally want to take
Okay.
because I don't know. Hope and I were talking about for Love That Cotton. What could we do to make some of our blanks a little bit more fun? And I do the embroidery, but I think it would be so cool. That the cool thing about the white toner printer is you can print full color on any, I guess, fabric content, right? So
Well,
we have
actually, on anything, because
okay.
you can even get hard surface paper to put on hard surface items as well. So while yes, it is geared for the fabric, you can actually add hard surface items to the list as well.
And that's awesome. I was trying to think, like, what could I do, what could I use to set us apart, and started researching, and that kept popping up. So I would love to take the class. Maybe I'll just have to peek in and try and sneak away, so if I'm missing,
Observe.
yes.
Yeah, absurd.
if
And
I
one
go
great thing
missing.
about that class is we have an industry expert. His name is RJ Rickett, and he's going to be helping assist in that class. And he's very knowledgeable as well, and he's a great guy. You guys will enjoy meeting him, and um, looking forward to his all his techniques and things like that as part of that. So
Yeah,
it'll be
so
very
I
good.
I if I go missing, you know where I'll be.
That's where you'll be. I got you. Well,
Duck
you really
out.
like it. I mean, that is one of my that technology. Honestly, is fairly new. And when I say fairly new, it's because within the last several years, it's come out, and I really like it because number one, it's so versatile and user friendly. You don't have to worry about your inks drying up or your print heads clogging. You don't have to worry about, am I using the right kind of fabric? Is it polyester? Is it a blend? I don't have any of those issues to worry about. I can just print and press, and I've got a product. I mean, it takes a little bit to get the technique down, But once you get the technique down, man, there's so many things that you can do with that technology. So
Well, and I feel like
Possibilities
that's
are
with,
endless.
yeah, with anything new, there's a learning curve for a minute, but then it becomes second nature. And that's what makes me excited. Yeah, Lisa Shaw says, learn
absolutely.
something new, print on anything. Wowza. Yes.
Yeah, just about. I mean, it's I have customers that print on, paper, on acrylic, on wood. I mean, of course, it's designed for your fabric, so you're always going to do your t-shirts and your garments and things like that. But if you can expand it out to other things that are unique, that just sets you apart from everybody else. So
Right. And you can use your creative mind to just go wild, right? No
that's right,
limitations.
exactly right. I mean, and we also deal with a lot of high schools. We have a division that only works with schools in the country, and the Oki printer, honestly, is the Creo is one of the best-selling products because the students can create a design, print it out, and make a custom, let's just say, T-shirt in a matter of a few minutes. And students just love it because they can make anything that they want within reason, and have a custom product that nobody else has. So it's very popular.
Yeah. So I was specifically thinking about, sometimes you go to craft shows and people will have their embroidery machine, and that's wonderful, but it takes a significant
Sure.
amount of time to get the design in your software, whatever, manipulate it however it is, then move it to your machine, then stitch out. So, I mean, I would say at least a 20-minute process from start to finish. But if you
Absolutely.
have maybe pre-made designs and you just want to get someone's name on there to or personalize it, and then you just print and press, it cuts down your time significantly. That's where my mind
Absolutely.
went. But
And
and
you're exactly right. Yeah.
you don't have to haul your big old embroidery machine to those trade shows.
Exactly. Exactly. And the other thing too is if you can do customization like you're talking about, but let's say you have some preset quote unquote stock designs that you want to offer. Well, you can go ahead and get those ready. And
Yes.
then when they come by, you just press them on 30 seconds and plus then a 20-second finish time and you're ready to go. So besides just the customization, you can also pre-print some items and have them ready for your booth as well.
Yes. No, I think that's really a neat thing. And then if you do offer the embroidery, you can now cater to both markets, right? So maybe your little boys want the printed design, and then you can have your little girls with their cute little embroidered whatever.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, I hope. I mean, embroidery is never going to go away. At least I hope it never goes away because it is. Like I said, that's kind of where I grew up, and it's great, and it's really a different process. So and it just makes for there's nothing prettier than a beautiful piece of embroidery, whether it's on children's clothing or a polo or anything like that. That's more of a high end product than say than your printing and stuff like that. So. Mhm.
yeah, I can't
There's
imagine it
room
going
for
away.
both.
Absolutely. Always room for both.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, do
Mhm.
you have? Can you tell us a little bit? I know you said in the class you're going to be talking a little bit about the sublimation versus the digital transfer. For
Mhm.
someone who doesn't know what sublimation is, can you just explain that really fast?
Yeah, sure. So sublimation is a process that you print using special toner and special paper. And once you print it, you press it to the substrate or the item. It turns the image into gas, and then it permeates the item. Um, so it's a permanent process, unlike a digital transfer. This process this once you get it on your item, there's no hand and it's never going to come off. But there's some limitations. It doesn't print white toner. So all your items usually start out very light colors. And then also too, the strong suit of sublimation is doing um, stuff like plaques and awards and car tags and keychains and hard surface items. And then, oh, by the way, I can do a little bit of fabric as long as it's 100% polyester. Whereas with digital transfer geared around fabric, but oh, by the way, I can do a little bit of hard surface items as well. So
Right. And so if you know what, I guess, niche you're going after, whether it's for business or pleasure, whatever, if you know which one it is that you're wanting to do, you can then select the correct product for your needs.
absolutely.
So,
It's terrible to get something and say, oh, I got this great sublimation printer. Now I want to do this. And then all of a sudden realize that it's not really possible with what you purchased. So, it's very important to be educated before the fact so that you know what you're getting into.
yes, no, I think that's really important. And I think a lot of people do, though. We just jump in and we're like, okay, I'm going to do
Seems
this.
like a great idea. Let's try it.
Yeah.
Yes, which is great because it gets you started, I guess. But if you can be a little bit more intentional about your purchase.
Well, it's always better to be educated. So, yeah. No.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. So.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you now. There we go.
Yay.
Oh, no,
Okay.
all of a sudden your phone must have jostled or
I
something.
can't hear you though.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. All right, y'all chat. Let me see if I can figure out my. I got a phone call here, so I don't
All right.
know why.
So we've got
chat.
so we got the show coming up, and we're going to have a nice, good sized booth, and we're bringing some great products to the show. We're going to have the Brother GTX digital garment printer. We're going to have the Oki Creo transfer printers. We'll have our SWF embroidery machines, and we have a couple of sizes worth of those. We'll have our heat presses. We'll bring the Hottronics line of heat presses, and there's several sizes. And then we're going to have a lot of accessories that go with that. We're going to have the Mighty Hoops. We're going to work with Brent from Durkee, and we'll have the his products. His products are very good. Then we're going to have a lot of our other accessories, such as embroidery backing. We're going to bring a wide range of backing. We're going to bring embroidery thread, and just other accessories that you need to kind of go with, all those products that we're bringing, all the machines and equipment. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lisa Shaw said your booth is always full of techie gizmos, and the staff is knowledgeable about the equipment.
Well, we'll have a lot of those, but then we're also going to have a lot of the stuff that doesn't get it doesn't get all the fanfare that all the equipment gets, but it's a very important part of the process. So we'll have that as well.
Yeah.
So
all the notions.
All the notions, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
and hopefully we'll bring in everything that everybody's looking for. So.
I'm sure you know your stuff, and I think that anyone who is looking for even the slightest bit is going to find it there. So
you're probably bringing what they didn't know they were looking for.
That's why you need an extra bag to carry home all your
absolutely,
things.
Absolutely.
Or two. Yes. Okay, so I wanted to talk about kind of your history with Everything Embroidery Market. We have been there for quite a little bit, I guess the last 4 years with Love That Cotton, but you've been there ever since we have. And I just want to talk about how you got started with them, and because you are an integral part of our show. So,
well, thank you. We met Chastity. I can't even remember how long it's been, but this type of show, honestly, the everything applique kind of started this type of show, and we did those every year that they had those as well. But and so when she started this, it was a natural progression, and we loved the location. Obviously, I think if I'm not mistaken, her first year was in Chattanooga, and I don't think we've ever missed a show. I think every one that she had and every one that that you've had, we've attended, and I don't know, we just kind of hit it off. It's the brings in market that we're looking for. I mean, the people that come to this show, they're fantastic because they come in. A lot of them love the education aspect of it. A lot of them have a lot of education already. They know what they're looking for, and they're prepared to, to buy it or make the purchase. And we've just always had a lot of success with every one of the EEMs that we've ever done, and hopefully we can continue that for a long time. Um,
Yes.
we had a few little challenges, nothing to do with the EEM, but I think we've overcome those, and now we should be able to. There really should be no reason why we shouldn't be able to go to any EEM in any location that you have it.
Oh, well, we are so seriously honored to have you here with all of your knowledge. People flock to your booth because they know you know what you're talking about. They know that the experts that you bring with you for the various equipment that you bring also add so much value to your booth. And I know people enjoy shopping for all the stuff, all just everything. Even I went to an EEM. I guess I was a vendor, but I had to do a little shopping myself. And I would always stop by your booth and grab some backing, grab some bobbins, grab some, um, whatever stabilizer, and just for my personal
Yeah.
use because I like to be able to see it all there versus shop online. And now shopping online is great, but I feel like I say this every time I have a conversation with anyone, but my biggest thing is being able to see someone in person, touch and feel the product, talk to the vendor, because that you want to establish that relationship, the long-term relationship with the person you're buying with, or at least I do. And so I really have enjoyed that. And I know that you bring that to so many of our attendees every year. So
Well, we appreciate it, and that is something we work very hard on because it's not. I mean, obviously, we want to sell product. I mean, that's kind of one of the main goals of us going. But it's not just about selling the product. Like you said, we want to establish a relationship with you that hopefully helps you grow your business so that you can come back and order more supplies and notions and equipment and things that you need. But at the end of the day, it's not just about selling a box. Like you said, it's about establishing that relationship um, and giving you the best information that we can. So,
yes,
And that
yeah,
keeps
and as far as buying, you come and buy the booth, I can promise you that every well, most of the ladies that help us in our booth, they go and shop all your vendors as well. So
yeah.
it's like we have to get there early every morning because they have to go around and check all the vendors and see what they've got. And then they're like, okay, we got to stay late. And I'm like, I'm not staying late. The show is over. It's time to go. They're like, we just want to go look at this one thing. And I'm like, no, you can
Mhm.
go look at that, but I'm going home. So they enjoy all the vendors that you bring as well, and they love shopping at all your booths also.
Well,
well, I
and we
think
do.
sorry, I was just to say, I think there's so much, and like online shopping is great, but like touching and feeling a fabric or an item is, I don't know, it's the best part of shopping to me. Like I like touching, and I think that is also very much someone that crafts or sews or, it's all about the feel and I don't know, your hands. And I think when you come to the show in person, not only are you building these relationships, but you know what type of things each vendor has and you've touched and
Yeah,
felt it. So then when you do go online, you know what to expect. So it's just building out that relationship even more and for the customers to keep coming back,
Right.
which
And that brings me to a point. So if you attend one of Richard's classes, he actually has the machine up at the front and he's showing you. It's not just a lecture. Some of our classes are just lecture, and you will gain lots of knowledge from them too. But Richard actually brings the machine to the front and shows you. And so I feel like you get just an extra layer of insight. And so if you are thinking about purchasing that machine, you actually get to see it in action versus someone just talking about it. So
absolutely. Yeah, if you've ever been to the show and you've seen me, you've probably seen me pushing a machine through the through the foyer or through the hall or pushing the cart with a bunch of stuff on there. It seems like I'm pushing things around all the time. So yeah, definitely want you to be able to feel it and touch it and see what you like because that's very important.
yes.
So
And it makes you feel better about your purchase too, right? A lot of
Yeah. Oh
people
yeah.
wait, they wait because they don't have a shop near them, or they're just looking online and reading reviews, and they wait to come to the shows, and because they want to see the differences, and work with it and see how easy it is to use, or see ask the questions to someone in person that can just immediately answer them. So
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, this is most of the equipment that we bring is an expensive purchase for just about anybody. And if it's just to see a box on a picture on the internet, sometimes doesn't do it justice. But to be able to go somewhere to the show and see the different options that you have available, and push the buttons and stitch a cap or print a design or whatever you're looking at, like you said, makes a huge difference.
yes. And Lisa said it's also great to be able to ask the experts right there. For example, the different weights of tearaway or cutaway stabilizer, and the quality stabilizers that are hit or miss for certain projects. That's totally true.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always something new to learn. And even if you've been in the industry for years and years and years, you can learn something from the experts. Like you said, you've been in the industry for 30 plus years. We have a wide variety of experts that have around the same amount of knowledge as you do. And that is something that to me is invaluable, right? Um,
I agree 100%. You're never too old to learn new techniques, and just because I tell you this is the way that I do it, you might come along and say, you know what, this way works great for me, and it might be something that works better. So there's always an opportunity to learn, and that's one of the things when somebody comes to a show like this. It's great to see the vendors and see experts and things like that, but it's also great to interact with the other attendees, because there's a lot you can learn from the person sitting next to you at the when you go and have that lunch break or whatever. Um, and the other thing that I've found in all the years in this industry is that most people are willing to share that information. It's not like they're so closed and that they won't share what works for them. Honestly, most people, they kind of like to not really brag, but kind of like to tell people about what their successes are, and so just that interaction with the other attendees, I
yeah,
think, is very important.
yes. And that's something that we tried to piggyback off of a little bit, the networking aspect of that, getting
Hmm.
to meet people and hear what the experts have to say. That's why we're doing our vendor panel on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So
Oh,
Richard's going to be a part of it. Lisa Shaw, we have the Sassy Subber, we have Karina with Bella Blue. Um, and then we have Stephanie from Caesar. She's going to be there. So we have someone from a wide range, So the vinyl, the sublimation, you with the machine knowledge, Lisa with the software knowledge, and Karina with the digitizing knowledge. So it's very amazing. I think that if it were me and I was coming just to one thing, I would probably go there just because you learn and you get to see a wide range in one spot. What is Lisa
yeah,
saying here?
yeah. Yeah, very sure.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's a lot of times where somebody says, I just saw this person down there and they had this stuff right here. Can you tell me what that was? And we're like, well, this is what, and so yeah, it's great to be able to interact with all the people that are showing up. So
Yes, and everyone that's there, they want to do the same thing you do. They want to learn, they want to shop, they want to network,
yes.
and they want to have a good time. So that's what we're all there for. We're all looking forward to it. Every time we have one, people just get pumped up and leave ready to conquer the world and maybe try something new or feel more rejuvenated. So
Well, I'm not bragging, but I think, or not to pump you up even more, but I think you should be pretty happy that every event every EEM event that we've ever attended has been a good event, and the attendance has always been great, and Chattanooga is one of my favorite places. Um, there's been 3 or 4 events at Chattanooga. Been a success. The people that come to that are great. So,
well, thank you very much. We're super excited about it. Not only for the event, but I'm excited to bring my family and experience everything that Chattanooga has to offer, because
nice.
Google tells me there's a lot, and they're excited to come and play and interact and be kids. So
Absolutely. Well,
okay.
so how many children do you have?
5.
5. Okay. Well, I knew you had
5.
quite a few. I wasn't sure if it was 4 or 5, so I wanted to check. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, every year it seems like there's a new one, so I guess. No, so only the oldest one will be there at the show. She'll be our giveaway fairy. She'll be greeting our attendees,
Oh, nice.
giving away some fun little goodies for you guys. The other ones will be with Daddy during the show, so they'll be doing the fun stuff, and then my oldest will be working, and she's excited to work.
I got you. Okay. Very good. That's fantastic.
Well, I'm going to open it up for questions. If anyone has any questions, leave them in the comments. And while we're waiting for those questions, I want to do a little icebreaker and see, hey, Richard, do you consider a hot dog a sandwich?
So no, it's not a sandwich, but I have to tell you I have to say about a hot dog. I'm a big fan of hot dogs, but there's a couple of routes you can go with that. To me, the only thing that you need to put on a hot dog is mustard and maybe a little bit of onion, and that's it. Ketchup does not belong on a hot dog. But then you could go the other route and really dress them up, putting a little chili on there, or maybe a little slaw, things like that. But I love hot dogs, and mustard and a little bit of onion. That's all you need.
So what about? How do you feel about that? Corn dogs. Corn dogs.
Yeah, corn dogs are okay. I'm not a huge fan of things on a stick. The texture of the wood is not my favorite. But yeah, I like corn dogs too. Yeah, but again, going back to the only thing you need with a corn dog is yellow mustard. You can't really beat it for that with anything else. So.
No ranch.
No, definitely no ranch. Ranch goes with most things, but not a hot dog or a corn dog. So.
I like mustard and ketchup on my corn dog. I dip both.
Okay.
So they get equal.
Okay. I got you.
Like to get fancy.
And I like a good. You can really dress them up. I enjoy the good Chicago dogs. I mean, they're really good. There's a lot of crazy stuff on there. No ketchup, but a lot of good stuff. So
they have tomatoes on there though.
So they do tomatoes and peppers and relish, onions, pickles.
So. My mind is blown. It's a hamburger.
Yeah, it's a very difficult to eat hot dog. But it's got some really it's got some interesting flavors for sure. So
well, yeah. I don't see any questions. I do see, hi Teresa, we can't wait to see you at EM. While we are, I guess anyone else that has a question, pop them on the screen. Otherwise, I'd like to hear one last thing from you, Richard. If you could not live with anything, if you could have one thing, personal or professional, that you couldn't live without, what would that be?
Well, besides my wife and children, I would have to say it's my dogs. Love my dogs. I talk to them every day. In my opinion, they're extremely smart, and they're part of our family, and couldn't live without those.
Okay, what are their names and what kind?
Okay, so we'll have 2, Lily and Dallas. Dallas, they're both rescues. Dallas is a coonhound, and he's kind of my big goof. He's big and he's loud, and he can be a little obnoxious sometimes, but he's extremely sweet and full of energy. And then Lily is a red heeler, and she's a little bit smaller. She weighs about 40 pounds. Dallas is about 70. But she is definitely the queen bee. She's the smartest dog I've ever had, and I've had dogs all my life. She knows exactly what you're saying every time you say it, and yeah, and and she can be a little moody. If she doesn't want to interact, she'll let you know, and that's the way she is. But she's very sweet and good dog. So
I love it. Animal person too. My animals are part of our family. If it were me, I would have a zoo, a complete zoo, and I kind of already do. So
she acquires a new animal every weekend.
Oh boy, I got you.
Well,
yeah. Well, with all those kids, then they, everybody's got their own probably personal preference or favorites.
I mean, everybody has to have one or three.
Yeah, we had the same. When my kids were growing up, we had the same thing: goldfish, lizards. All kinds of, like you
growing
said.
Up, we had the full farm type. Got all the different ones. Now we just have one dog.
Yeah, we're down to dogs, and that's probably where we'll stay. So.
Yeah. I have a problem though. I feel like since we're not planning to add any more babies, I might be adding more animals because I have to.
Why not?
Yeah, I have to have chaos sometimes. So.
Well, we have, we're not planning on adding more personal babies, but we're going to be grandparents this summer.
Oh, congratulations!
So, we are very excited about that. Our daughter is expecting our first grandchild, and so we are super excited about that.
Congratulations!
That's the best. You can fill them full of sugar and send them home.
That's right, exactly. Absolutely.
My parents do that with mine. I'm like, thanks. They're like, by the way, we got him a cupcake on the way home.
Nice, yeah. There you go. Give them a Coke and send them home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Payback for all those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Richard, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here and chat about sewingmachine.com. If you guys are interested in just checking out what he has to offer before the show, you can go to sewingmachine.com. And we cannot wait to have you at the show for those 3 classes that you're going to be teaching. Again, you're teaching the white toner printer, I guess the Oki Digital Transfers 101. You're teaching the multi-needle machine tips and tricks, and embellish it, sublimation versus digital transfers. And then, of course, you'll be in our vendor panel where people can come and just ask questions, get to know you, learn from you and all the other panelists that we have. We cannot wait. Make sure that you're there. Just if you are even on the fence, sign up at everythingembroiderymarket.com. Take some classes, network, learn, have a good weekend. We are so excited. It's going to be a really great weekend. It's in Chattanooga at the Chattanooga Convention Center, April 28th through the 30th. So if you haven't signed up, make sure you go do that. Richard, do you want to tell them anywhere else that they can find you if they're looking for sewingmachine.com?
You can always find us on, we have a YouTube channel, and then we also have a Facebook page. So you can find us there as well. We have our 2 locations, Atlanta and West Point, Georgia. So we have one south of Atlanta as well. So, but listen, we are just as excited as you are. We cannot wait, and we really appreciate you inviting us every year. And we love the relationship that we have with you guys, and I think it's going to be an awesome event.
Well, we're super pumped, and we will be highlighting some of sewingmachine.com's information over at our sister deal here, EEM Connect. So if you haven't joined that, you can hop on over and join that as well. Hope's going to put the link right quick. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments. We'll come back and answer all of them. But otherwise, come meet Richard at Everything Embroidery Market in Chattanooga the end of April. And we are so excited. And that's it. So thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Congratulations on that baby.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.